Hi guys, today we're going to be looking at something very basic. I just wanted to talk about the anatomy of the guitar, the different parts and how they all work together. Now, like a person, the guitar has a head, a neck, and this big chunky fella over here is the body. So I want to have a look at the head first and have a look at some of the finer details that are going on over there. Okay, so I wanted to take a closer look at the headstock, otherwise just known as the head more commonly. The first thing I wanted to mention was the nut. Now the nut is this little piece of wood here. Sometimes it's made of bone, and on electrics it can even be metal or plastic. Anyway, the nut is this little piece of wood here with these little grooves. Now these little grooves ensure that the strings are evenly placed apart, and that when the string is wound through those grooves, it ends up on each one of their own respective tuning pegs. Now let's quickly talk about the tuning pegs, these guys here. We can use these to tighten and loosen the string that they're connected to, and that's going to change the tension and obviously the pitch of the string. The other thing I wanted to mention is on most acoustic guitars you'll have 3 tuning pegs at the top and then 3 at the bottom on the headstock. The same with Gibson Les Pauls and PRSs and that kind of thing, also Schecters. But in the cases of like a Fender Stratocaster or Telecaster, you'll end up just having 6 all on one side of the headstock. Okay, so I want to close up on the neck now and mention a few things going on there. We've got these little metal bars. Now, they're used to separate each of the frets, and when people are talking about pushing down on, say, the 3rd fret, that's the 3rd gap created by these 2 metal bars. So we don't want to be pushing on that actual bar. The fret is the bit before it in between. You'll also notice on the 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, and 12th, we've got some dots. They're just to help you out and help you count a little bit quicker. It's almost like a map of the guitar. You've got a couple of reference points to let you know where you are. Okay, so now I wanted to talk about what's going on the body of the guitar. The first thing I wanted to mention was the sound hole. Now, its primary function is to get the notes that we create and bring the sound that resonates within the guitar to come out the sound hole. So this is very important on an acoustic guitar. On an electric, this is the point where we'll have the pickups that sort of act as the same thing, but obviously with an electric guitar that will require amplification. What I have here is a pick guard or a scratch plate. This just means that when we're picking through the strings, and we do that repeatedly, we've got a safety guard here on the guitar to stop you from scratching all the lovely wood with your pick and destroying it. So this is just basically to protect the guitar from aggressive strumming and all of that. These guys over here are called pegs. Nice technical name. They just keep the strings in place at this bottom part of the guitar and make sure they don't move and stay stable. The final thing I wanted to mention is the saddle. Now this is kind of like the nut, but obviously it's not on the neck, it's over here on the body. So it's on this side of the guitar and it basically serves the same purpose. We've got the strings evenly spread apart and we're just making sure that they're going in the right direction and they all end up where they're supposed to. And that's a basic crash course on guitar anatomy.